We're getting ready to come down the home stretch, and we're about to find who the league winners are for the 2025 fantasy football season, and we got some indicators. We got an indicator one from last week, and we got some things in the way. We're talking about Bhayshul Tuten, running back of the Jacksonville Jaguars, blew up last week, got banged up. Travis Etienne's banged up with a non-contact jersey. We're paying attention to what's going on to this backfield. Some of you guys need him to hit this week. Some of you guys are looking at this as a dart throw for the stretch. But we're going to deep dive Bhayshul Tuten right now. The good, the bad, the ugly, the advanced analytics for him, this team, Travis Etienne, so you know what to do. So you can look at the data and be like, I'm done. No. Or you can look at that and be like, I want to go all in. This is my dude. This is the guy I'm pinning my ears back for. Click that subscribe button right now because we're doing those deep dives every day on as many players as possible. If somebody gets jacked up to the starting lineup, new starting running back due to the starter going down, we're doing a deep dive. If somebody is sucking but starting to turn around, we're doing a deep dive. We're deep diving as many players as possible. Then after the games on Sunday, we're deep diving the waiver wire. The first to attack the waiver wire, and on that first video, we'll get it right more than everybody else on YouTube and the fantasy football streets. Click that subscribe button. Stop missing out. We'll be back next year. This is a free resource. Ric Flair's watching. You do not want to disappoint Ric Flair. Now, Bhayshul Tuten, next man up. He's banged up this week. Travis Etienne's banged up. We're watching these running backs. But while we're watching these running backs, we're seeing Bhayshul Tuten get some extra work. We're seeing Travis Etienne not playing to how he was playing earlier this season. He's getting some extra work too. And we're going to deep dive that as well, and the touches and the workload of this offense. Travis Etienne's questionable. Limited on Thursday, non-contact jersey throughout the week. We got the Cardinals coming up on the road. Got a lot of touches last week. Has been solid week in, week out, getting the workload up and down with fantasy production, but have been routinely hitting the fairway. Bhayshul Tuten. He doesn't blow up the box score, but comes out early. Scores at 13.4, but it's about watching him on the field last week. Explosive. Getting touches. 4.93 yards per carry. Got the score. He's got a lot of upside in this offense. And you're wondering, like, will he get to work? Will it happen? Will he get enough work to turn it around? Will Travis Etienne, will this injury get worse? Are they going to have to hold off on him? Is it going to be more of a 50-50 split? Those are the questions we got to ask. But we're looking at the numbers from Sunday against the Chargers. 74 yards for Bhayshul Tuten on 15 carries. It took 19 carries for Travis Etienne to get to 73 yards. He forced 5 missed tackles, averaged 3.8 yards after contact per attempt, had 1 carry of 15-plus yards, 3 carries of 10-plus yards. He was electric. He was explosive. If you were watching Red Zone trying to keep tabs of all the games, you looked up from time to time, and there was Bhayshul Tuten. He looking like a rocket ship. You got Travis Etienne out there getting a lot of work. He scored 2 touchdowns. LaQuint Allen, if both these two running backs blow up, he's good enough to hold things down on his own. We'll talk about him a little bit later. But looking at Bhayshul Tuten here, 0-star prospect. Nobody thought anything of him. Goes to North Carolina A&T. We start things off there before we go to Vautech in 2022 and NC A&T, 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. We go to Virginia Tech. And we hit instantly. 875 yards, 10 touchdowns. We hit instantly. That's a huge indicator to his prospect profile that we can go from one level to another, one team to another, one system to another, and hit instantly. Develop quickly. Learn the system quickly. Hit rapidly. That is a huge indicator for him. 15 touchdowns last year, 1,100 yards, 6.3 yards per carry. In the passing game, what you're seeing him get here, 10.9 yards after the catch per reception. Of course, you see that speed. We can definitely eat up yards in the passing game. 87 balls caught on his career. Yards after contact, 4.2. Only 1 fumble in his career. I had that noted because some people mentioned the fumbles. Looking at his game logs here, he can be dominant. He can take over games. Beating up on Boston College, Miami, Marshall, Virginia, just killing it in the ACC. Pitt, small schools, big schools, all of them. Anybody could get it. He could blow up on any given Sunday. He's an explosive playmaker, 4.32 40-yard dash, over 200 pounds. Elite size adjusted athleticism. Can jump out the building. Very explosive player. This is what's exciting about his game because you can see him just get a couple touches, see a little green in front of him, and house big runs. But you got Travis Etienne there. You got LaQuint Allen. This is a studly backfield. But the thing is, things started slow for him going into this season because he was banged up. Hamstring strain slowed him down in training camp. Had to ramp up a little bit from that. Travis Etienne, the veteran in this offense, getting first-team reps throughout the summer, throughout training camp, minicamp, and OTAs, has been looking good. Has been looking solid. Started off the year hot, had that low streak, though, week 5 through 8. But still, you're looking at him. He's been good. He's been looking solid. But LaQuint Allen's also very good. Very good running back prospect from Syracuse. So good that it made it easy for them to trade away Tank Bigsby. So easy. They hit on these running backs in this class. This is the deepest, most talented rookie running back class of all time. From first round to seventh round, we were looking at talent, and I told you, there's going to be more Ja'Cory Krosky merits. Take advantage of that price tag, but there will be more. There will be more. Bhayshul Tuten was a big stash going into the season. He had good draft capital on underdog, but you got LaQuint Allen, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, good in the passing game, can catch checkdowns. He's electric. He's a sound running back prospect, too. So if those two running backs go down, LaQuint Allen can hold it down. If one of them goes down, he's going to see more workload. But you're looking at the passing game here. Travis Etienne's getting a lot of the reps here. 42% route participation rate. Bhayshul Tuten's getting a little bit. LaQuint Allen gets a lot of third down work. He's good in the passing game. All three of these backs can get it done in the passing game. So if one goes down, things are going to open up. If Etienne goes down, Tuten's next man up. Tuten's going to get the Etienne role, and LaQuint Allen is going to get it on the third downs. That's what we're going to see. That's what's going to happen. But both of them will see an increase in workload. Both of them would see an increase in opportunities. Travis Etienne, we're watching him like a hawk. Bhayshul Tuten is explosive. Juke rate, 9th among running backs. Breakaway runs, we only got one, but we only have 60 carries on the season. And 4.4 yards per touch. 36th among running backs here. 41st among running backs in true yards per carry. So we're not super efficient, but it's about that home run hitting speed. That home run ability. What we saw last week, as we're starting to feel it, rookies hit it on the back end of the season. It makes sense. Again, when you look at the context from summer, we missed some training camp, we missed some practices, so a slower ramp up. Bhayshul Tuten, from what we saw last week, we might be emerging. A lot of people were looking at him weeks ago as a prospect that might get more touches down the line. Travis Etienne hasn't been that bad. 12th among running backs in juke rate, 10th in evaded tackles, 14th elusive rating, 15th breakaway runs with 6, true yards per carry, 23rd among running backs, yards created 11th and 16th yards created per touch. He's not bad. He's not bad. He hasn't been. He's actually put together a solid season when you look at the numbers here. When you're looking at the rushing totals, 4.7 yards per carry, 4 for Bhayshul Tuten, but we might be ramping up hot. We might be getting hot here. That's something to pay attention to. He's a hot asset right now. Everybody's looking at him. Everybody's thinking about what to do with him in their lineups right now. 238 rushing yards, 729 for Travis Etienne. This could be a damn good 1-2 punch for this backfield. You're also looking at the opportunity share. For the whole season, 11%. 11% solid for a 1B backup RB2 running back. For the backup, that's a solid share. And that means he's less likely to get messed with. If Etienne goes down, he's going to see a lot of workload. LaQuint Allen might see his increase. He's got a 3%. He might be rocking 5 to 8% or something like that. But you should see Bhayshul Tuten rock somewhere around a 30% opportunity share if Travis Etienne goes down. Maybe even more than that because he doesn't have a Bhayshul Tuten to share the load with. He's getting 20% share of the rushing attempts, but more than that as of late. Now, since week 9, since the bye, since Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., since they've been banged up, small sample, he's up to a 16% opportunity share. That's carries and targets. So we're seeing things ramp up here. We're seeing the opportunities gain. He's going from a 20% share of the carries to 24%. We're seeing him get more workload. He went from like a 3% target share to 4% target share, which sucks, but you got Travis Etienne there rocking a 14% share. But the thing about this, he's so explosive. The extra touches adds to the home run effect here. And we're seeing it already on the field. We saw it last week. You watched that game. You watched Red Zone, watched the game, however you consumed it. You saw Bhayshul Tuten shot out of a cannon. You saw that. It could be his go time. Coming soon. I look at him as a stash play nonetheless, at least. A hot stash right now for the back end of the season, especially if the injuries get worse for Travis Etienne. You're looking at the matchup here because you got to look at that hard. Some of you guys got to make a decision on him for your lineups. You're hurting that bad. You're down that bad. Maybe you're even down due to Josh Allen on Thursday, and you're like, I got to shoot for upside here. I got to make this gamble. We're going up against the Cardinals. The Cardinals have almost allowed every single backfield to hit the fairway except for the Dallas Cowboys. Every single backfield has hit the fairway except for the Dallas Cowboys, and Jacoby Brissett has been thrown at like 40 times a game. Now you got a tricky matchup the week after this against the Titans, where they'll allow running backs to hit against them, but they'll also be a little bit tricky because they'll get into scraps week in and week out. Now you're looking at the Colts. They'll be in matchups that are high scoring, and the running backs will get buoyed in production more often than not. You got the Jets. We do not know what the hell they'll look like a few weeks from now. We got the Broncos. That's a nasty matchup. Then you got the Colts again, depending on when your championship game is. But we got a run here that we could potentially go on. But you also got Travis Etienne there that could rock this party, that could burn it all down. But the upside is there. You're seeing where he's ranked on Fantasy Pros. Kind of conservative. But when you really think about it, he's sharing the backfield. He's got a lot of upside here. Travis Etienne's banged up. You got him and Sean Tucker. He's got a looser matchup. Sean Tucker's going to get the rushing attempts. Sean Tucker's probably more likely to get the touchdown. Bhayshul Tuten's got more speed. I was going to say a little bit, but 4.44 versus 4.32, totally different speed here. Plus, he's younger, so he's still got that speed that was listed from the combine. You're looking at that. You got a lot of upside. Zach Charbonnet is a touchdown bet. You're looking at Tyrone Tracy against Detroit. He's just mixed-mashed into these running backs. Like, you got David Montgomery. You got a high over-under for that matchup. Manny Wilson might get nuked by Josh Jacobs. That could potentially happen. So then you probably would rather have Bhayshul Tuten. You got Kareem Hunt. You're just hoping for the touchdown there. So you're looking at this. This is an upside running back. I like him stashed. But if you got to make that play, you got to make that play. He's an upside dandy. If you got to put your nuts on the table, you got to put those nuts on the table. Like I'm saying, he's a gamble. But if you got to go balls out, there's a running back you can go balls out with, and that gamble might hit for you. It's a matchup that could go your way. They're on the road against Arizona. That's going to allow Arizona to push back this game script a little bit more. That could hit against you. Why you should do this is a stash that might be on the verge of taking over or running hot in the fantasy football playoffs. And you want that at least on your bench. Or not against your rival. If you don't want to pick them up and you want to play it safe, maybe you got a friend that is out of it that can pick them up and say, hey, can you help me out a little bit? I don't recommend that for collusion's sake, but if you read The Art of War, you got to do what you got to do. Just splitting the reps with Travis Etienne makes him risky. That's why you probably don't want him. That's why this could fizzle out. But he's also a hot commodity, and you got to take those risks. That's the thing about this. Not everybody's guaranteed. Not everybody's going to turn into Sean Tucker. Like, I don't do these videos to pump you up. I do these videos because I went over all these stats, And Travis Etienne's getting more work too. These running backs are getting more work right now with these wide receivers out. They're going more towards the run game now with these wide receivers out. That's what has been happening the last 3 weeks. I did not hammer that home, but if you stuck with me, that's what that really means. Travis Etienne's getting more work. They're using the run game more. Bhayshul Tuten's getting more work. Travis Etienne's banged up. Travis Etienne probably can go. That's the thing about this. I'm not for sure. I don't know. You're watching that. But wouldn't you rather have the just in case? Or would you rather not have to go up against the just in case and just drop him the next week? Let me know how you're strategizing this in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.